So there's a few really amazing XP farming methods in Cyberpunk 2077 that will get you to level 50 in no time and fully maximize your skills in literally minutes. Now unfortunately some of the other methods that I've seen around and tried playing with did not work because they either required me going back on my save file and doing a certain mission at some point in the story, or it required me to side with a different faction that I already kinda passed. But don't worry, in this video I'm going to cover a few methods that completely bypass that. You can just go ahead and do these basically since level 1 and it's not going to have any story related requirement whatsoever. So let's begin with the first thing that you should immediately go ahead and do, and that is to set your game difficulty to very hard. Increasing your difficulty increases your XP gains from pretty much everything, and yeah, this is going to help you maximize that XP per hour that we're gonna be doing. Now from this point on, this is where we will farm our XP, killing these mobs right here beneath this kind of like passage or highway, so to speak. It's basically situated in the south center part of Haywood, and you can see it right here on this side of the map. It's basically right next to this very highway, or beneath it should I say. But before going in and jumping in and doing all of this, there are still a few requirements that you might want to get. One of them is the reinforced tendons for the double jump. This is going to give you like that access to high points so that you can stay out of harm's way. The next one is going to be the projectile system with the tranquilizer rounds, since this is going to pretty much one-shot any enemy, so you can even do this since basically level 1. You can get this, by the way, also in Haywood. Into the western part of it there's this Ripper Dog right here, and he sells both the projectile launch system and the tranquilizer rounds, but you will need a bit of an investment if you want to do all of that. Now from this point on, here is what we will do. So here is basically me jumping on this, and I'm using the double jump function because we need to go at the top of this building. So the first group is going to be located right here on the left side. You can go ahead and easily shoot it, of course, and there's gonna be like about a dozen or so of these groups that will continuously respawn on this track that we will be doing. It doesn't really require too much because these can one-shot almost anything, and from this point on what you will want to do is to use again the double jump to reach this building, as there's going to be another group at the top of these stairs. So usually group of 3, really easy to just take them down, and look at that, we already got another level. So about a level per run is what you will get. You just need to be careful with the aiming because the projectile system for some reason sometimes doesn't shoot properly, but yeah, if you play it around, if you like, try to maybe change a bit the target, eventually you're gonna get it to work. Now the next one is gonna be a little bit more tricky. We're gonna have to walk across this rail kind of thing and just turn back, because right beneath here there's gonna be 3 more NPCs or 3 enemies that we can easily take down, and as you can see they don't even react in time for me to do this. Now here is the next bit. This is gonna be a little bit more tricky because we're gonna use that Krasnikov to reach at the top of those stairs right there. So I'm gonna double dodge, jump, and yeah, there you go. So here we have 2 groups, one of them on the back side, one of them in the front. If you take this one in the back first, I've noticed that the other ones don't even react. So you can just go in and take them down, and it's gonna be super easy. And by the way, I didn't say this, but it goes without saying that if you also kill them after tranquilizing them, it gives you double the XP. So you essentially get the XP 2 times. Once for tranquilizing them, and the second time for just straight up killing them, which means that you can take double XP from doing this over and over again. And this is the reason why I'm starting doing this from this point on, because if I were to jump in the previous groups, I would just waste a ton of time. So from this point right here, you can definitely go in and take down these enemies. But once you are done with these groups, like the 3 groups right here, there are 3 more left. So to do that, we're gonna actually head over onto the back side of this alleyway. So we'll go around these walls, and right here you're gonna see this car with 3 more enemies. Again, tranquilizing them is really easy, and we will go ahead and finish these off. Of course, you can use high points if you're in trouble, because they can definitely one-shot you, but since yeah, they can't react in time, I can easily just take them down. And oh, by the way, there's also another one right here beneath this passage, really easy to take down. And yeah, as you can see, like 3000 armor, and he can still more than 60% damage on me. Like, that's really insane. So yeah, maybe be careful with that. Maybe take them down from afar so they don't have enough time to react. But the last group is going to be right here, just as you exit this area. Another 3 enemies, really easy to be shot, just don't miss them. And eventually this is gonna bring you pretty close to a full level. Like a full run right here, assuming that you kill everybody and tranquilize them, is gonna give you about 1 level, a bit over 1 level at 35 plus. Now once this is done, we're gonna exit the main highway. I'm gonna use that Krasnikov again, double jump and dodge, and this is gonna bring us to the very start of our method. And as you can see, the groups have fully respawned already. Again, no dependencies, it doesn't matter what you did, it doesn't matter your story options, you can do this at any point and it will give you that really awesome XP. But let's also talk about another method, really awesome one to fully maximize your athletic skill tree, especially if you're looking to maximize it in literally seconds. Like this just takes seconds, but you do need a bunch of upgrades. One of them is gonna be, of course, the Berserker upgrade in the operating system slot. You can go ahead, take whichever of these you want. You can also go with a green quality or an epic quality. Just keep in mind that these will have a level requirement. So for example, the blue one that I'm using right here requires about 9 points into the athletic skill in order to even install it on my system. And by the way, if I remember correctly, I think I got it in Watson into the center side of it right here from this Ripper Dog, but I'm pretty sure that there's a ton more that will also sell different ones that you can apply to your character. And this is pretty much it though. From this point on, we will do the next thing. So I'm just gonna break it down for you and then we'll do it. So to explain it, we're gonna activate Berserker, then charge our melee attack, and as we unleash the melee attack, we will press the pad on the controller to enter this menu, and if we stay in that menu, the game kind of counts as if you continuously do that attack and continuously give you XP without stopping. So here is me with 3 points into athletics, or well, 3 levels of athletics. So let me just go ahead and demonstrate. We're gonna activate the Berserker mode, and then I'm going to charge my skill, attack, and immediately press the pad. So if I go into my body, yeah, we are already level 4 at about 20+%. If I press circle once to go back into the other menu and then go back into the body, yeah, now I'm level 4 but 84%. So this means that the trick worked, and if you just go in, go back and just do this over and over again, you will see that the game continuously gives you that XP, and you can just go in AFK for like half an hour or an hour at most, and when you're back, you're gonna be level 20, of course assuming that you invested 20 points into athletics. So this is a pretty easy method, again showing it really easy. Berserker, charging in the melee, pressing the pad as I unleash it, going into the body. I'm now level 5 and about like what, 60%, 70%, and if I go back into the body, I'm now like 96. And this is like how you update it in real time. If you stay right here, it's not gonna update, but if you go back and forth between these menus, it is going to show you the level ups. So this is pretty much it with the athletics, but let's go over a final one for the technical ability, and to be more specific, for those crafting skill points. So right now I'm about level 11 into crafting, and to make this work we will have to use some high grade items, including anything of epic quality. In this case I will use an EMP grenade, but you can also use something like an epic, for example, healing thingy that you can apply to your character. So either of these will work. These are also pretty inexpensive, only require 1 of these green materials to craft, so I'm just going to craft a bunch of these. Now the gist of it is as follows: if you equip them onto your quick access, onto your character, you can go ahead and still disassemble them, but it's gonna give you the full on XP for the entire batch. So let me demonstrate. I've equipped these, I'm gonna go into my backpack, and if I were for example to just go ahead and disassemble 1 of these from the stack of 21, it's gonna disassemble 1, but it's gonna act as if I'm disassembling 21 of them in total, or however big the stack is going to be. So you probably already kind of got the gist of it, right? You kind of know where I'm going with this. If we use the following method to just go ahead and maybe let's just say dupe a few thousands of these, this means that we're gonna increase our XP gains to crazy levels, which is essentially what I'm doing right here. I'm just going ahead, selling my entire batch, scratch, and then just pressing the button over and over again and repeating this process until I get thousands of these. Now, of course, you don't need like more than 20,000, for example. That's already gonna give you like, for example, 3 levels, really easy. But in this case, I'm just trying to do it as fast as possible. The more you have in the stack, the more you have equipped, the more you're going to get from the XP gains once you're disassembling even one. So once we're done with that, let's go into our backpack. Let's see how many we have actually crafted. So it says 9999, but if I go in and try to disassemble, yeah, 18,000 of these is what I duped right here. So that is pretty crazy. So just to go over my crafting skill again, I have 11 levels into it, and yeah, we're gonna go ahead into my bag right here, and we're gonna go into the backpack. Just make sure that these are equipped, and I'm going to only go ahead and disassemble one, but it's gonna act as if I disassemble all 18,000 of them. So it might even freeze up your game a little bit for like a split second. Don't worry about that, just wait it out, and eventually it's gonna get back to you with all of that pop up on the right side of the screen. And lo and behold, we just got 4 levels out of that. So level 15 right off the bat. I wasn't even expecting it to work this well. You don't need these many, by the way. You don't need to dupe these many. You can work with way less, but you need to do it a bit more often. So if I were to go in and do it a couple more times, again, just going in and disassembling one of these, it's going to give me at least 1 level from this point on. Just keep in mind that these will increase exponentially, like the XP gains increase exponentially, but it is going to be worth it to go ahead, dupe these, and you're essentially going to be level 20 in crafting in no time. But this is pretty much it with XP farming methods. Of course, let me know down below if you have any ones that are better. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.